Welcome to Celeb Scene Central. Donald Trump's nephew made a revelation Tuesday on The View that was so stunning it elicited audible gasps from the live studio audience. During an appearance on the talk show to promote his book, All in the Family, The Trumps and How We Got This Way, Fred C. Trump III dropped a major bombshell on the co-hosts when he claimed that the former president once instructed him to let his own son die. When the show's multi-part interview with Fred returned from a commercial break, co-host Sarah Haynes asked him about his son, William, who was born in 1999 with a rare genetic disorder causing severe developmental and intellectual disabilities, as Haynes summarized. She then noted that Fred spent years advocating for his care, eventually lobbying Donald to establish a medical fund for William, the consistent replenishment of which, Haynes said, led to a particularly disturbing exchange between the two. It doesn't get any easier to recall this moment, but, yes, the fund which was only necessary because my inheritance was taken away from me and Mary, Trump, Fred recalled, also referencing his younger sister, and fellow staunch critic of Donald. I called him to say, Donald, the fund is running low, and without skipping a beat, he said, your son doesn't recognize you. Let him die, and move down to Florida. I can't explain how anybody could say that about another human being, least of all your grandnephew. Fred also said that Donald hadn't met William, and that he was incapable of understanding what an inspiration William was to people that he inspired through his life. That tells you a lot about the man, doesn't it? Co-host Joy Behar asked. And his policies will let people die also. Earlier in the interview, Fred also claimed that he heard his uncle use the N-word earlier in life, and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris in her bid to beat his uncle in the upcoming November presidential election. The allegation came months after former Apprentice producer Bill Pruitt accused the host of sexism and racism in an essay for Slate, in which he said that Donald used the N-word about black finalist Kwame Jackson on the series' first season. In response to Entertainment Weekly's request for comment, Eric Trump, son of Donald, said through a representative, it's disappointing that after decades of unwavering love, support, golf memberships, family vacations and millions of dollars in support for his wonderful son, Fred Trump has decided to cash in less than 100 days before an election. I have signed the checks and witnessed firsthand as my father, and our family, has provided endless financial support so that Fred's son could receive the best possible medical care. To read this garbage and see that he has now followed his troubled sister to simply earn a quick buck is disgusting, disheartening, and a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished. EW reached out to reps for Fred and did not immediately hear back. On the program, The View's legal expert, Sunny Hostin, read on air a statement from the former president's campaign in response to Fred's claims. This is completely fabricated and total fake news of the highest order. It's appalling, a lie, so blatantly disgusting can be printed in media. Anyone who knows President Trump knows he would never use such language, and false stories like this have been thoroughly debunked. The View airs weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time/Pacific Time on ABC.